Hey, here's what I've learned. So, in the last video, we talked about biases and what they are. Today, I'm going to be discussing 5 of the most common biases that most of us know. At any point, if you feel like any of these apply to you, then congrats, you are becoming aware. Number 1, confirmation bias. This is the tendency to seek confirmation or validation for beliefs and views you already hold. Let's say you believe strongly in global warming. Nope, not trying to discuss that. But let's say you believe in global warming. You are very likely going to look at resources, studies, papers, blogs, videos that already support what you believe. This could also be looking to friends or groups who already ally with your beliefs to try to win arguments or discussions, all while ignoring potentially conflicting information or conflicting information. Number 2, the angel bias or the halo effect. This is the tendency to place positive attributes on people that we deem as beautiful or attractive or cute, regardless if they deserved it or not. Think of pretty privilege. Someone who is very attractive may be deemed as more intelligent or competent or trustworthy than someone who's deemed less attractive. A creepy trait in somebody that's not as attractive may be seen as quirky and adorable in someone who is attractive or cute. This works with people and things that we think are innocent or cute. The problem is, a lot of people who are very attractive may not notice for a long time that people treat them the way they are because they're beautiful. So they go through life with this unearned sense of entitlement. Other people might be insecure because they're not being seen for who they are, only for how they look. Negative 3, the negativity bias. Kind of the opposite of the second one, but not really. The negativity bias is the tendency for us to look for potentially negative or only focus on negative situations, things, or people. Just like biases in and of themselves, it's the brain's defense mechanism to protect ourselves against danger or potential danger, even if it's perceived and not real. This is how the news, blogs, social media, this is how they keep things being divisive and engaging by making them controversial. People who may be victims of trauma or neglect or have had very rough situations in life may turn out to be very pessimistic. Their negativity bias is trumped up and has become hardwired in their perception, making it hard for them to see potentially positive things or the silver lining or being optimistic. The real flaw in this is thinking that being pessimistic is being realistic. Being realistic is as much about being optimistic as it is in seeing the potential negative in something. It's about balance. And as you probably already understand, biases are not balanced, they're defensive. There's nothing wrong with focusing on the positive or being optimistic. In fact, people who go through things and are still optimistic tend to get more out of life in the long run than people who only focus on the negative. Number 4, authority bias. This is the tendency of us to place too much weight on authority figures and their words and their perceived expertise based off of their status or position. So politicians, pastors, teachers, a parental figure, a celebrity that happens to be very wise or whatever, we tend to validate what they say and believe purely off of their status and their acumen and not the merit of what they're saying. Now, many experts or people in high positions got there because of their knowledge, but we have seen it plenty of times where people have faked their way to the top or have misinformed opinions or have outdated information. Many people care more about their status and their perceived competence rather than actual merit in what they're saying. The way you test this is, does what they're saying or they believe fall apart under scrutiny? Do you even attempt to scrutinize it, or do you immediately trust it because it's coming from an authoritative source? Number 5, the Dunning-Kruger effect. This is the tendency for people who are less competent or less skilled to overestimate their abilities, while people who tend to be highly competent and highly skilled tend to underplay their abilities. Somebody who knows more and is very knowledgeable will tend to be unavoidably aware of what they don't know, making them very painfully aware of their ignorance, further driving their curiosity. People who are less competent and care more about looking competent will learn just enough what they need to look like they know what they're doing or saying. This may sound frustrating, but this applies to way more people than you think. I know some of you watching this right now had the initial thought, oh, this applies to everybody else but me. If you thought that, then you're probably being burdened under the Dunning-Kruger effect. You should be concerned with your own ignorance above anyone else's ignorance. The downside or the caveat to this is that people who tend to be very competent or very skilled, who downplay their abilities, tend to develop an imposter syndrome, where they never feel like what they're doing is good enough when objectively what they're doing is more than good enough, because they're always focused on what they can't do or what they don't know. Whereas people who tend to be very much secure in their competence without backing it up may face some level of imposter syndrome because their incompetence will start to catch up with them in real life, but that's because they're actually being an imposter. It's not an imposter syndrome. Sorry, it doesn't apply to people who are actually not able to back up what they say or do. So if you feel like any of these apply to you, congratulations, you are a human being and your brain works properly. But if you want to function on a higher level, you have to be willing to catch these in yourself. I know when I learned about these, I saw myself in a lot of them, and that's okay. That means you're learning. So stay tuned, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.